Okay, guys, if you're watching at the moment, if you would like to comment in the comments section, please do. That obviously allows us to know if you're able to see us. Again, if you can see us, please comment in the comments section. There is a roughly 30-second delay between what obviously I say, you then see it, then you type back, and obviously we see it. So if you can please type in the comment section so we know, obviously, someone is actually watching us and we're not just sitting here talking to ourselves. Again, if you are watching, please comment in the comment section. Here we go. I'm just starting to get one or two people saying that we're loud and clear. So that's, well, I'm presuming that's good. Unless if you want to see us, that is, I suppose. Right. Let me just make sure this is all set up. Facebook's being a bit slow. There we go. Okay, again, if you're watching, please comment. We'll see what your comments are in a few seconds, just to make sure everything is working fine. There we go. And hopefully, there we go, with you in a second, guys. Welcome to the Tech for Tech's Tech Talk, episode 9, How to Get Repeat Business. This is a live show. We are streaming live to the Tech for Tech Facebook group and page, YouTube and Twitch, and you will now be able to listen to the show on Apple, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and Spotify podcasts. I'm your host, Phil Griffiths. Today we have 5 co-hosts, so it's quite a busy one today. First of all, we have Jennifer Griffiths, who is the owner of Tech for Tech. How are you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Well, that's good. Secondly, all the way from Ireland, we have Cormac O'Donoghue from Crosshaven Computers, who brings a new meaning to the phrase winner, winner, chicken dinner. How are you doing today, Cormac?
Yeah, it's all good over here in Ireland, all good. Hello, everyone.
That sounds good. Just to let you all know, we're going to be having a special show about Cormac and his chickens and how it managed to get him. Well, we won't go that far, but anyway. We also today we have returning Ian Harden, owner of IPC Solutions in Essex. How are you doing today, Ian?
Well, thank you, Phil. Very well.
That's good. And next we've got Ben Ashcroft from Bugs and Bytes Computing in Lincoln. He's also returned. How are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Phil. Yourself?
I'm not doing too bad. Thank you very much. And last but not least, on his first show with us is Jamie Plumridge, who is European Commercial Director at Tender, or also known as that guy at Tender. How are you doing today, Jamie?
I'm good. Thanks for the promotion.
That's no problem.
Well.
Doing well, thank you very much. Right, let's start off with an informal chat about what you've been up to this week, or if you've got any news, tips, or advice you would like to talk about. And first of all, I'm going to go to you, Cormac.
Hey, it's been an interesting week. First of all, I'll give you a little tip that a friend of mine is doing. He has a shop there, a tech shop. I won't be doing it because we don't sell products. But I thought it was very clever out of him. He's doing because he's big on Instagram, as in he does Instagram stories a lot. He's doing 12 gifts of Christmas, or 12 giveaways of Christmas. That's what he's calling it. So he's giving away a gift for 12 days. But you know what? He's going to get a massive reach out of that, because, you know, what will the gifts cost him? Not that much to give away. But I would urge anyone who's got a shop or, you know, has stuff for like 10, 20 quid. It's lovely. It will get, I see the reach, I see the likes he will get on these, because I've seen him do giveaways before. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. The other thing then, on a business front for me, which may not be affecting ye so much, or maybe you don't have to worry about it, but I've been trying to look around about what I'm going to do about Brexit. I'm not sure, because none of us knows what's going on about it. And again, this is not political, this is just purely business sense. I have suppliers in England. I don't know where that's going to go. I'm playing around already. I get a lot of stuff. That's not what I'm worried about. Amazon, I'm looking at seeing if I can get Amazon Prime in from Germany, see how that goes. But I'm talking about laptops and stuff like that. I'm getting worried about it at this stage for us over there. You know, I travel stock very light the best I can. I don't want to have a load of stock sitting around, you know. So you buy as such as you need them, and if there's delays, it's going to hit my business, you know. So that I'm trying to figure it out, but sure, no one's the wiser, you know. And that's a worry for me on the business front, you know.
Right, okay. Let's move on to Ian. What advice or news tips have you got for us, Ian?
I've had quite a busy couple of weeks actually. Lots of customer builds for gaming PCs for Christmas. Also some other tech resellers as well that I've built for, which is quite nice. I've been trying to source stock from different avenues, like Cormy says, laptops, especially getting them in for Christmas. And what I've done is I've started to buy off eBay, but where I've been noticing some of the cheap laptops on eBay, I've been looking at the business who's selling them and emailing the company direct, and it's led me on to get quite a nice little bit of business from these people and to forge new relationships. So the way it's hopefully going to go is that I'll be able to get some cheap or next to nothing stock and refurbish it and make profit that way, but also be able to supply lower price laptops to my local consumers, because money is going to be a massive issue in the new year, I think, for a vast number of people, as the Parcel Force man told me tonight. So yeah, look at who's selling the stock that you're looking to buy, and just email them direct with a nice little hello email, and it's working very well so far.
Okay, that's a pretty good tip, that one. And let's go on to Ben. I know Ben loves his initial tips and advice and stories. So what have you got for us today, Ben?
Oh, perish the thought, Phil. Yeah, very busy week again in the office this week. Stripped down and all in one today. Wasn't quite sure how to get into it because some of them are really awkward things to open up. Just a bit of searching on the internet. Check your different sources for information and whatnot. Just found the guide through on YouTube quite useful. It was as well. I know it got me in the machine within 10 minutes without breaking any screens, and yeah, job done. Lots of different places we can check for your sort of stripped down guides. I think Apple stuff, you've got the iFixit guide. YouTube for all your sort of breakdown guides, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Okay, it's pretty good advice. Right, it wasn't HP all-in-one by any chance, was it?
It was an HP all-in-one, sorry.
How did I know that? Right, okay, let's go on to Jamie next. Have you got any tips, stories, advice for us, Jamie?
Yeah, well, this week I've been in isolation, complete isolation, because my wife, unfortunately, caught COVID at the end of last week. So it's just kind of, you know, the lockdown thing is difficult for me anyway, as someone that likes to be outside and likes to be active. I think I was talking earlier on that I can't sit still for more than 2 minutes usually. Well, lockdown, as you can imagine, is a challenge. So complete isolation, including from my wife, by the way, who's had to be in a complete separate part of the house for the period, has been really, really tough and boring. The reason that I thought that this is relevant, particularly for any of you that have got retail stores, is, you know, I've been kind of buying things online, and we know that online has seen a massive surge through the whole of Europe, UK included. But I'm kind of bored of even buying online. You know, we're looking to buy a new dining room table. I know it's not tech related, but I want to see it. You know, I see lots of pictures, but not sure if I fully trust all of the information that's on some of the sites. I'm not sure if the photos have been manipulated, and I'm just really bored. And it's made me think about the retail experience as an experience for lots of different reasons. I can't wait until I can go physically to a store, walk in and see the product that I'm thinking about. One, because I like browsing, right? And as we all come out of lockdown after being stuck inside for so long, that's going to be an experience in itself. It's going to be an activity in itself. So it kind of, I think there's opportunities outside of this dominance that online have developed, particularly this year. As people come out of lockdown, make sure that your businesses are welcoming, you know, and appealing for people to just come in and browse, show products in the windows, especially for Christmas, because I believe people just want to get out onto the streets and actually walk into places and see and touch products and talk to real human beings. And I think we're getting a bit bored of the online experience to a degree.
Yeah, that's pretty good tips there. I must admit that's pretty good. And also finding as well is because people aren't going out places, they've got a lot of money to spend or money they haven't spent as well.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things what's been fueling a lot of people spending money on gaming stuff recently is because of the lockdowns. They've got a lot more money because they've not been out and spending. But again, I might be wrong. Right, let's move on to Jenny. What news, tips, advice, story have you got for us today?
I would say it relates to keeping your customers. If you really want to keep your customers coming back, I would nail it down to good customer service. And part of that can be offering like a year subscription to a antivirus / internet security of choice with each new build. Now, it's going to cost you pennies to do so. And let's just say they don't come back to you and renew it through you. They do it online. If you're with someone like, say, Bullguard, which is the one we use, you'll get a 25% revenue share, even though they didn't come into your premises and purchase it. You'll still get the funds and you haven't had to do anything. You haven't had to sell it. You haven't had to contend with anybody, but you've gotten the business of it. And they may just even come back and visit you because you included the software in with the deal. I'm not saying give the store away by any means, but just sometimes just those little bitty things of including internet security or something like that small can see a returning customer.
Yep, that's a pretty good tip. I must admit, Bullguard, okay, sorry for dropping names, but Bullguard, we've done pretty well with Bullguard, haven't we, Jen?
Yeah.
And our reoccurring revenue from places like Bullguard, well, let's put it this way, it pays for a nice holiday for the business every year, and it adds up every year, it adds up more and more. So yeah, that's a pretty good tip, that one. Right, on to my tip. So AMD, right, they've released their new graphics cards, 6000 series are out now. Not that you can really get hold of one. Seems like an ongoing thing with the industry at the moment. New stock and trying to get older versions is nearly as hard as well. The AMD Radeon graphics cards are on par-ish with the NVIDIA counterparts in gaming, but I've seen a few reports where they may not be as good for creators, so for people obviously like video editors, photo editing, and CAD work and stuff like that. But saying that, is the first time AMD has been sort of on par with NVIDIA for a long time. It seems probably about 7 or 8 years in the graphics card, which is also interesting because AMD have sort of on par with Intel as well on the CPU range as well, if not slightly above, depending on what you're doing. Right, first of all, let's just go and say hi to everyone who's saying hi. So we've got Rob Williams saying hi, Marianne saying loud and clear so they can hear us. That's good. Okay, let's have a look. Alison's saying hi, so is Peter Whitehouse. And Richard is here as well. And Peter Whitehouse is saying, sorry to hear about the COVID issue you have in, Jamie.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad to say she's recovering now and is almost back to normal.
Good.
Well, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know. Right, so on to the main topic, how to get repeat business. So this show is about how to get customers coming back to you every time they need, well, anything tech related. So obviously if they come back to you more or remember who you are, that's more money you've got coming in. And obviously it should be easier to keep the customer than attracting new customers. Obviously a lot of people spend a lot on marketing and stuff to get new customers, but a lot of time you just need to get the customers you've got coming back to you over and over again for that reoccurring income. It's quite a few things what you can do and so forth. I'll go around everyone in a minute and see what sort of ideals they've got. But the number one thing I would say, obviously, other than being nice to them and stuff like that, that's pretty general and so forth, you should be nice to everyone anyway, is staying in touch. So either it's cards at Christmas to your customers, emailing them, social media, call them when the security's due and stuff like that. Staying in touch is your number one way, or at least on my point of view, of getting your customers to come back to you. Let's pass this on to everyone else. Let's go to Cormac first. Well, what do you think about the subject, Cormac? Have you got any ideas to get your customers coming back to you and spending more money with you?
I do, but I'm going to go slightly off topic to begin with, okay? Because I want to talk about something that Jamie just said, and I'll bring it into topic, okay? And
About that, we can't do that.
Well, no, I'll bring it in. Don't worry. Watch me maneuver this. And by the way, hello, Alison, if you're watching. You know something? When I was doing a tech course, okay, the other people in the class, they were into obviously tech as well, but I was kind of passionate. I listened to 30 or 40 hours of tech a week and this and that. And they were saying to me one time, they were saying, why do you listen to so much podcasts? You know, I said, I'll tell you something. I could listen to a boring podcast for 2 hours, but all I need to do is get one tip out of that, one tip, and I'll make money and I'll do something, you know. And Jamie, as Jamie was speaking there about the retail experience, and this is where I'm going to swing into reoccurring business, okay? I'm reoccurring that. As Jamie was speaking, I was taking notes there, and I was going, he's right, that's genius, you know. When people come out of this thing, they're going to want the shopping experience, all right? Now, I have a new office up here. It's a home office, but there's loads of space, all right? I have converted a double bedroom, and I have it all laid out, and it's going to be, it's, you know, in pieces. But one of the things I was going to do was get a carpenter in to make a lovely workbench and the whole, as in a selling bench for the laptops, okay? But as Jamie was speaking, I just accelerated that. I was like, I'm ringing him first thing in the morning. I'm getting that space ready. It's going to be, I actually saw, I think it's one of the people in the group, I saw Celtic Computers, they done up their place really nice, you know. And I said, I'm going to do it a bit like that. And so the experience for when I'm selling the refurbished laptops, okay, I know that there's going to be couples at home or, you know, people with their wanting to bring their teenage children down or something, and we'll kind of go, know something, our same computers, we can go and view their computers. And you know, everyone knows, everyone's experiencing the same things. People are getting bored, senseless during the day. They have nothing to do. Even a boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm not being smart, would be quite happy to come down and pick out a new laptop. So that tip there is what I'm after getting out of that, you know, and that in itself will bring recurring business, because we have a chance now. We're gifted in this business. We have a chance to really push this shop local. And when we were like, when on recurring business there, we send out a mass email, bulk email. I very seldom out. I send it out for synchro. Okay, you won't. Maybe I'll do it every 3-4 months. You won't get any acknowledgement. I sent out a bulk email about laptops there recently, but I had shop local at the top of it. Shop local, hashtag shop local, the whole thing. The amount of emails I got back of people just wishing me well and best of luck. That's you don't get that sort of response from bulk emails. But everyone is rooting for the small business. Everyone is rooting, and we need to capitalize on it. And it's back to him. Phil said about nice. When I started this business a few years back, I had my text Steve with it, and I said my mother she lives on with me and my sisters, and my dad. That's a story for another podcast, all right? But the situation being is that I saw tradesmen come to the house, okay, And whenever they saw a woman on their own, they would put up their prices. Okay, it's a fact. People have seen it all around. So I said to Steve, Steve, we're doing this business. We treat every single person like a mother. Everyone. Price-wise, this and that. You don't screw anyone. Now, I go back to my mechanic because I know nothing about cars, but I trust that this guy is doing me well. So that's how you get reoccurring business, by basically treat everyone like a mother. I know it's quite cliched, but it is, you know. Now the other thing that I do for reoccurring business, I send out an email once a year saying you'll get 20% off and this and that. I got rid of that. I'm not giving anyone off. My mechanic doesn't give me anything off and come back. I don't think it might work for other people. Maybe I've worded my email wrong. That's it. What I do for recurring business is I'm big on Facebook and Instagram advertising. I advertise, and I even advertise a bit more when I'm busy. And I mean, I don't even want any more customers at the moment, but I still advertise. A bit like, why is Coca-Cola advertising? We all know Coca-Cola, yet they throw so much money. I just keep pounding out the ads, small money, 20, 30, 40 quid a week on Facebook. You're being seen by 10,000 people. That's it, you know. So yeah, that's it. And I tell you something, Jamie has given us gold there, and it's up to us to mine that gold. It really does sound like something. Yeah, I get that printed on a t-shirt as well, because that's cool.
Richard Creedy just pointed out the obvious to us about being honest. And I think that you'll find that our customer base, the small business customer base, really appreciates honesty over faff any day, and down to earth over the big technical jargon. You make so much difference in their buying experience when you don't do the, oh, it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte hard drive and blah, blah, blah. Just tell them, yes, it will play Candy Crush Saga and you won't have any problems. That's all she wants to know. That's all he wants to know. Everybody's happy. Keep it on terms that they can understand, because when you blow their mind with science, they're going to lose interest.
Yeah, some good points there. Also, a wave to the PC surgeon, JBMIT. I think he might be a first-time viewer. I don't recall seeing them before on there. Sorry if you have, but there we go. Right, let's go on to Ian. Have you got any advice or any information what you'd like to share about getting reoccurring customers?
I think a lot of it is echoing some of the points that have been made by Cormy, but my big thing is transparency and honesty. And I always am honest with my customers with regards to pricing. The price I quote is the price that they will pay. There's no hidden extras. And I think the most important thing is service. Giving people good, reliable and honest service is how I get a lot of my repeat business, and also a lot of referrals. Obviously I can always do with more because you always want more business, but then again, I am part-time. But I think being transparent and being honest, and I also think what helps as well is when I get phone calls from people that ask me for advice over the phone, and how do I do this or how do I do that? Like a guy did today actually, about a tablet. How do I get my Google search bar back? I told him how to do it over the phone. Yes, I didn't charge him, I didn't make any money, but it was 5 minutes of my time. But when I've done that in the past, 2 or 3 months later, that person will come back to me and say, you helped me out with an issue before. I'm now after a laptop, or I'm now after a desktop. And you can get a lot of business that way, just by giving people a little bit of your time, giving them a little tip that doesn't cost you anything really. But some people say, I'll bring it into my shop and I'll charge you 50 quid for it. But just doing it over the phone for 5-10 minutes, you know, and I find that will make you loads of money back in the future. And also, when you give them that service in the future as well, and they're buying good products from you, they're going to come back time and time again. Well, you hope. So I think being not the cheapest as well, and just telling people up front what the price is, what your charges are, what you're going to do, and say and do what you say you're going to do, speaks volumes. It's just being honest. And just don't, and I think Cormy hit the nail on the head. treat every single person the same. And that's exactly what I do. I don't please anyone just because they're, female or different creed or anything. Just treat everybody as a customer, and be nice to everybody.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to say Marion in chat saying pretty much the same things. She's saying 100% agree with honesty being so important. I've had customers comment before about how they appreciate my honesty, and I think that it really helps. So yeah, being honest with a customer, that should be like one of those things everyone should do anyway. So you shouldn't have to really explain it, but I think sometimes we do. Is some customers, or sorry, should I say, some resellers and shops do not always be 100% honest, and they try and get a few quid here and there. But actually being honest and probably losing a sale here and there actually will make you more in the future. I can see Jenny sticking her hand up saying she wants to say something. What do you want to say, Jen?
A lot of times you'll get the caller that they will give you a full set of problems on the telephone. And it's wonderful when you can sort it on the telephone. But I get so many that their issues are similar to so many other things that it could be. And I'll tell them straight up, I'd hate to guess on a telephone and tell you wrong. If you'll drop in, I charge £20 for diagnostics. I tell them this in the phone call. I charge £20 for diagnostics. If you want me to fix it, I'll give you a quote. And if you want it fixing, it will not be £20 on top. It'll be the fixed fee of what we agreed to. If you don't want it fixing, it's £20 for my time. Most of the time, people are good with that. I'll even tell them if it's worth fixing or not. A lot of people won't do that. If it's a 7-8-year-old laptop and it's going to cost £110 to repair, I'll tell them, I wouldn't sink that much money into it. I wouldn't go over 50 quid, with this age laptop. And they appreciate it. You may have lost a then moneymaker, but these are the people that are going to appreciate that honesty. They may come back to you and buy a new one, refurbished one, whatever, but they do respect your honesty. And yeah, because it's all about customer service and honesty and transparency all in one.
Yeah. I agree.
That's good. Alison Cook says 100% Ian, as in 100% agree. Richard Creedy says, I agree with that, Ian, although wife says you wouldn't phone a plumber and ask him how to fix the washing machine. And that is one of the things in our industry we do get a lot of, which you probably don't get in a lot of other industries, is people want help and advice and know how to do something. For example, you wouldn't go around the mechanic and ask him how do you do an oil change on your car or whatever. It's one of those things is with the tech industry, some reason people think they need to ask you a question and get everything for free. But obviously, giving advice can obviously give you more business in the future. So I won't obviously say no to everything. It just depends on obviously the degree. But one thing to bear in mind, if it's anything you're giving advice about, if it's anything what could potentially break, you've got to watch out, because obviously then they may start blaming you that you told them to do something and something's broken or whatever, and then you're to blame, and then you'll have to fix it for free or whatever. So right, let's go on to Ben next. So Ben, have you got any tips or advice regarding the topic?
Yeah, I totally agree with what was said about being honest. That's number one for sure. My main thing is build up a rapport with your customers. It's great that you've got the knowledge about what you're doing and you can fix the computers for them, but build up a rapport. I tend to sort of side more towards the sort of laid back attitude with people. I'm not hard nosed. I can't be hard nosed, and people see that. They see my character. Customers tell me my character shines through. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, have a bit of rapport, have a bit of banter with folk, and people appreciate it,
Yeah.
But also do a good job as well, obviously.
Yeah. especially at the moment when you're on the phone and finding that some people haven't actually spoken to anyone for ages, so they do like a bit of a chat and so forth. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is as well, because it happens to us all, if you make a mistake or something goes wrong, just, again, honestly, I think hold your hands up to it and try and sort of compensate for the mistake if you like. It's like send them a better product or something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's good. And again, that's to do with obviously being honest and showing that you're actually doing what you should be doing and so forth, rather than getting them back and saying it's fixed, knowing too well that the thing doesn't work or whatever. That's definitely a good point there. Right, let's go on to Jamie. It might be good for you, Jamie, just to give people a slight rundown of who exactly you are and what you've done in the past and so forth, so they've got a bit more info rather than it's just Jamie at Tender.
Well, I can't admit to everything that I've done in the past, Phil. This is live. Look, so I'm commercial director for Tender for Europe. I've been in the tech industry 25 years now, right from being a boy, pretty much at 16 years old. And look, although I am not the owner of a tech business right now as a reseller or a retailer or as an onliner, I did run my own businesses for 15 years as well. So I hope my input is perhaps a little bit more generalized than some of the input we've had already. But you know what? I'm a great believer that firstly, business is business, and secondly, that people are people. And it doesn't matter what type of business you're in, or even to a degree what type of product you're in. I think the same rough rules apply. There's just some different application of the rules. I mean, the first thing I would say, again, I was talking about the isolation thing and the whole lockdown, but we are seeing technology right now as being very consciously more important to people's lives than it's ever been. In terms of staying in touch with family and friends, in terms of working, actually the ability to keep your job and work from home, and the ability to stave off the dreaded boredom, with video streaming and gaming and all these things. I don't think that your average person has ever been more aware than they are today. Let's take my mum. My mum has never been more aware today of the impact that technology and that connectivity that she gets from it has in her life than she does today. And she knows nothing about technology. So firstly, I think this industry is doing an extremely important job, and we have to recognize that, and that the advice that we give and the products and the services that we're providing to our customers is important to society, not just to Mrs. Jones down the street right now, and for us all to have pride in that as an industry. In terms of how do we get customers to return, the easy thing always in business is to say price, be the cheapest. And it's absolute rubbish, in my opinion. It genuinely is, because people aren't looking for price, the best price. They're looking for value, right? They want to know whether you're a business purchasing IT equipment for your business, or whether you're an end user that is buying a laptop or a new set of headphones or whatever it might be. We want to know that we've got a decent deal. It doesn't have to be the cheapest. We want to know that it's a fair deal, right? That's in the essence of all of us. And in my opinion, this isn't based on any sort of research, but I would say that equates to, for all of us, whatever we're buying, probably somewhere in the region of 60 to 70% of our buying decision is, am I getting value? Am I being treated fairly from a commercial perspective? But that's only 60 or 70%. So, you know, as a consumer or a buyer, I might have 5, 6, 7, 10 different options to me that all give the same perceived value. So how do I make the rest of my decision? Well, secondly, how well does it solve my problem? Because particularly in the tech industry, that's what we're looking for. I have an issue, or I have an aspiration. So an issue, you know, it might be my Wi-Fi has gone down. I'm going to use that as an example because I live in the world of networking and Wi-Fi. I need that fix, but I need that fix in a way that it improves my Wi-Fi. So I'm buying for a problem, and I'm buying for an aspiration. I want to upgrade that experience. So I think for me, that's the next step. After that comes the other things, of which some of these things have been mentioned already. Now, I've heard the word honesty used about 5 or 6 times already, and even prior to starting today's session, I wrote down 2 words, and for me, honesty translates into trust. Okay, if the customer trusts you, and for me, being honest and the trust, so they're basically part of the same equation there. If you're honest, you create trust. Then the customer will come back to you, as long as your value and your ability to solve the problem is still there. The trust is that additional element that swings the sale. Say, I want to go back to purchase from that place. And then the final piece that comes in that Ben very much touched on is relationship. Whether we're buying for a business, whether we're a CEO, IT director, or again, Mrs. Jones down the street, we're human beings. And the final piece is we want to buy from people that we like. You know, we do. You know, we want to give that business because we like someone. I go to my car mechanic, as Cormac gave that example as well, because I trust him, and I like him. You know, I could maybe shop around for cheaper prices, but I know that I get the value, the trust, and from that car mechanic, and he's going to do a good job, be honest with me, and solve my problem. And then the very final thing, really just purely from a more offer perspective, is maybe offering sort of loyalty bonuses. That can go everything from your classic Starbucks-esque card. I've been in X amount of times, so therefore I get a free X afterwards. But right the way through, I'm seeing it more and more with, I've purchased something and then I might get an offer that says, like, I bought a new guitar, right, prior to lockdown. The local guitar shop has said, when I come in next time, I can get 10% up to as long as it's over the value of X off my next purchase. So again, I'm like, when I want to buy something, you know, I'm thinking, well, I'm already going to get 10% off just because I'm a returning customer. So there's that way of bringing people back as well. Well, Phil, I think you're on mute there.
Yeah,
I think you're muted.
there we go. So yeah, definitely some of the good advice there, Jamie. I'm going to say you've definitely got a lot of experience in the selling field, let's put it that way, by the sounds of it. Just go with what a few people have said in the comments. Alison Cook, and obviously this is related to Jamie, she's saying value. Obviously, yeah, given value rather than cheap or whatever. People want something to make it feel like to make it feel like they've got it from cheaper than it's worth in a way by chucking in something like free security or a free service, free home setup, or maybe even a service in a year's time if it's a new computer or something like that, and just make them feel like they're getting something extra out of it. And there's plenty of things you can do regarding that. Peter Whitehouse, if you have a shop, make sure you have a decent selection of consumables like inks and paper, etc. These items keeps bringing customers back into your store. Once you have them, your store, you're poised to sell them more, a new computer and repair and so forth, which is a good point because, for example, we only sell in our store, me and Jen, Epson printers, mainly because we tend to find we've had the best experience out of them. Don't get me wrong, you'll always get those who will say, oh, Epson's rubbish, you need to buy HP, well, maybe not HP, Canon, something like that. But the good thing about that is we sell all the inks for Epson. So that means if we sell them a printer, they're going to keep coming back over and over again for ink and paper. We don't tend to do photo paper anymore. Used to. We just found that the market on that's just dropped out. But some places may. Chris Langley, I won't say exactly what he said, but I'll say beep, missed it again. So he's just tuned in halfway through the show. No Like Trust is from Alison. Let's have a quick look at what Marion Rhodes is saying. What has got customers returning to me is that I've been ensuring they know what other skills and services I can offer. Throughout lockdown, my business has diversified massively, and when consumers have and when customers I've done work for in the past, sorry, it's glitching out of me on this. This is because the comment's too long to fit on the chat window. She's basically saying diversify basically what you're doing. We've also got Sonia at Target asking, is that an air guitar, Jamie?
No, it's a real one, Sonia. It's a real one. I'm not doing it live on the Facebook stream though, sorry.
Yeah,
you'll never live that down, Jamie, ever. For those who saw it, you'll never live that one down.
I don't know about living it down. It's my proudest moment, Jenny.
If you want to see videos of Jamie doing air guitars, we do have some on YouTube, just to let anyone know if you want to know what we're on about. We've also, just to let people know, we've also got videos of Sonia on YouTube as well, but I won't go too much into her singing. But a few people here are laughing already, so I'm guessing they know. She's probably going to log out of the live stream now. Right, so some more of the tips I'll give you for getting customers back is, one thing I always do is assume that the customer won't remember you, because in some cases it may be years gone by, especially if you're a home tech or something like that and you don't have a store and you basically go to them and do repairs at the house or over the phone or obviously remote and so forth. They may not remember who worked for them in the past. If possible, obviously, if you're working on the machines in person, you can put stickers and different things like that on their machines to get them returning. So, for example, we've got little stickers we put on every laptop we repair, sell, and the same with PCs, what's got our name and our phone number. So the customer remembers where they got it from. And even if it gets sold some secondhand to somewhere after a few years, they know where it's come from as well. So they don't have to worry about remembering, oh, who was that guy who repaired our computer 3 years ago? Well, the sticker's right on the computer, so they know who you are. Does anyone else have any more comments regarding this subject? Anything else I'd like to add in?
Phil, can I just ask you, whereabouts do you put your stickers?
It depends on the device. Obviously, we don't do phones and tablets, so obviously we don't have to worry about that one. But if we're at people's houses, it's either usually on a laptop, it's usually on the bottom in most cases. Sometimes if they sit at a desk, it might be actually on the desk front or on a printer or something like that. Obviously, you've got the chance they may chuck the printer away and get a new one, but it's better than nothing. And if it's a desktop, we generally stick them on the top, or if it's a brand new one, we've got like a special triangle here, one that looks really cool, which we stick on the front.
My favorite place to put on a new laptop bought from us, built from us, is in the lower left-hand corner, because usually in the lower right-hand corner, you've got this. That's the area where the specifications and all that hoo-ha is all occupied. So I usually go down to the lower left-hand corner and do that. And it's nice, like he said, it's a triangle that says Chips Computers, and it's noticeable. When you open it up, it's the first thing your eyes fall on. On a tower PC, I try and go almost to the bottom, but not quite on the front panel. Center it up there, like above where, let's just say if it's a Cooler Master case, about an inch below their logo on the front. Yeah. And it just makes it nice and neat, and it also helps you line up your sticker as well to have that there. So it's a little cheat code.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Marion says, leave a link to your website on the desktop. Yeah, that's something we also do generally on most machines, especially on new ones. Not only just have a link to it, as in like a shortcut to the webpage, we actually put it on the desktop background. Yeah, a lot of people change them, but you'd be surprised a lot of people don't change the background. So at the top right, we basically have the Windows normal background, and we've just basically edited it and put our phone number and web address at the top right hand corner with our logo, so people know where basically the machines come from. Obviously, that's only works if the machine physically starts. Obviously, if it doesn't start, then they're going to be struggling. But yeah, that is a good point, Marianne. Also, Peter says he puts stickers on the bottom of repairs and systems with our details. New ones we sell have our logo stickers on them as well, so very similar to what we do. Richard Creedy says fridge magnets can be better than stickers. Well, yeah, I suppose everyone's got a fridge. I was going to say it was only be handy if you've got a fridge, but I suppose everyone these days has got a fridge. But obviously, fridge stickers obviously can stick on the side of most cases as well, because obviously they are metal. Apart from some of the really cheap ones, which are more plastic than metal. And Peter says we do similar on laptop armrests or opposite the Intel platform branding sticker as well, as in that's where he puts the stickers. Right, anyone else got anything else you would like to add in?
I'd be thinking there that what I don't know, one of us said, or was it the person who came in for a chat? Diversifying is interesting in the sense that SSDs are kind of a double-edged sword. Well, it's brilliant actually, to be honest. We're all making money off SSD upgrades, but it's interesting. There's going to be less customers coming back to for slower computers. Thankfully, Windows updates seems to be solving that problem. But I know myself, I'm after diversifying into giving consultancy advice. That's what I'm diversifying into as well, be it social media or being saying, yeah, bring us into the company and we can do more than your computers. We can advise you on, basically tell them not to make a tech decision without us, and we'll advise you on everything from getting the signatures right in their emails, etc., and just to make them look class right across the board. So yeah, I think with the recurring customers, we have to be careful that people coming back from slow computers every year, it's not going to be happening with SSDs. I don't think it's going to be happening anyway. So I think we're going to have to watch out for that when it comes to recurring things. That's what my opinion is on it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'm going to say that everyone who was viewing didn't see them. If you want to hold your stickers up here, Cole.
Oh, yes, I just happen to have them there,
Yeah.
Just always on hand. No, these are the stickers we put on every laptop. I didn't get them off Vistaprint for I don't know, cheap, 20 quid least less. But anyway, I put them on every single laptop that goes out. Basically, I put them anywhere. But you get sheets of them for, I don't know, 20 or 30 quid for like 500-600 of them. you're away with it, you know.
Yeah, they are pretty cheap stickers. I'm going to say. I must admit, we've got loads for very little. There's usually I think there's a place called, is it Sticker Mule? I think it's one. They're pretty cheap. We're always getting emails from them. I think the last lot we tried from them, and they put send you on the rolls and so forth. And yeah, they were pretty good value.
We still have 3 or 4 rolls floating about.
Yeah. Peter's asked, do I not have a fridge, Phil? The answer to that, as I've put in chat, is yeah, but it's a wooden plastic front on it, so because it's a fitted kitchen, unfortunately, so fridge magnets don't work on it. So there we go.
On the subject of stickers, there, I just bought a roll of Amazon of sanitized stickers. So you can put them on the laptop. So these ones peel off quite easy. So we're going to wrap them in either bubble bags or something like that, and then put sanitized on them. It will give people peace of mind. It's also, you know, let's be honest, it's a selling point at this stage now, you know. So
that's a very good idea, Cormac. We do something similar. We have some clear bags that we put them the laptops in after we've worked on them, and then what we do is we clean it up. We'll take the screen, we'll clean that, we'll clean all the surface, and just give it a real good wipe down, and then we sanitize it with some solution and put it in the bag with the report, seal it up. But I like that idea about the sanitized sticker, and I may invest in some of that. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'll send you the link there. I'll put up they were cheap, you know.
Yeah, that's a good idea, that one. I'd like to have a look at that as well. So that's pretty good. A few other ideas I've got written down here is stuff like, obviously, recurring, as in things like maintenance contracts and stuff like that. If you sell them to people, obviously, it's a constant income you've got. So if you're charging them, I don't know what you charge in your local areas and so forth, but let's say just say 15, 20 pounds a month or whatever it may be, for which would include something like security, remote support, maybe call out or not. You could always add an extra or a discount on that if you wanted. But that would cover all their labor needs and stuff like that. We sell lots of maintenance contracts, and to be honest with you, we could pretty much close the store because the amount of work we get from the maintenance contracts now is quite a lot. Not that we would close the store, but it basically pays for all our bills. So, for example, at the moment, when the store is closed because of COVID and everything like that, we have still got money coming in because customers are paying us on a monthly basis. Another thing to mention would be doing, obviously, incentives like Jamie said, like discount store cards and stuff like that. There's plenty of ideas. For example, on consumable inks, you could say once you bought 10, you get 1 free or something like that, your little stamp card or something along that line. That can work as well. But also make it easy for customers to reach you. One of the things I do with the call out customers is I give them my mobile number, which, to be honest, we'd pretty much give to any customer anyway. But we basically say to them, it's basically say, right, this is just for our current customers to use. So you basically got priority to contacting us. So that makes them feel a little bit special because they've got the special phone number that no one else has got on, for example, our website and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not my personal mobile, so they won't be ringing me on a Sunday or anything. And so forth, but that's one of the things. And another thing I've got on the list is show your appreciation. So sometimes just sending a thank you card, include some business cards and stickers inside there as well, which would be good. So that's something you could include. Obviously, you just post it out to the customer if you've been round there or whatever. Obviously, not if it's a really small job, but if they've had like a new PC or laptop or whatever, it doesn't cost you much to send a card out these days. Well, I know Royal Mail just keep putting the prices up, but for 2 or 3 quid, you can post it out with some stickers and a business card in, and it allows a customer to sort of think, oh, they're actually thinking about us or whatever. Or you could even send it out after a year when the machines are due a service or something like that, just as a hint, a bit like vets send cards out and stuff for your pets and stuff, and say, oh, your dog or cat's due a jab or something like that. That's something you can do. Has anyone else got anything they would like to comment with or add in before I go back to chat?
There was one other thing I'd like to add in, Phil, because I was just remembering a particular situation I had not too long ago. Is like giving your customers confidence that they can actually get the product that they want, like there and then. Because I had a situation recently where we were going to take my son out on his bike. He hadn't used it for a while, and we realized it was far too small. But it was a nice day. We wanted to go out there and then and get him a new bike. So I went down to a very well-known national but local bike and car retailer. Found a bike. He tried it around the store, cycled around, tried another one. Anyway, he decided on the one he wanted. Brilliant. I walked up to the counter. We want to take this bike, please. Oh, sorry, we haven't got any of those in stock. What do you mean you haven't got any in stock? You're a retailer. I mean, by your very essence, you're servicing a local market. People are coming in to buy it now. Oh, we don't have any in stock. It's okay. So I said, look, it's okay. I'll just buy the one that's on display. No, not allowed to sell you that one. So how do I get this product then? Well, you order it online and it'll arrive in about 5 days. So what's the point?
They didn't offer to order it for you?
So I'm like, what is the point of you even being here? You know, I might as well just order from an onliner. I wanted to walk into that business because they're local to me that day to buy a particular product that I needed right there and right then. And they couldn't achieve that. So I think, and I will never, ever go to that store ever again because it was a complete waste of time. So I'm just, as an example that sprang to mind, is making sure that, you know, your customer can walk into store and get a solution to a product that they're looking for there and then.
Gosh, if I don't have it in stock, and mind you, it's a small store. I can't stock everything in the world in that one store, and nor would I try. I will offer there and then. I said to get it ordered in for them. Most things I can get next day, so I would at least try that.
I don't think anybody would expect any store to stock everything in their field. But what I'm saying is, you know, my point here was you should at least have certainly the basics of what customers are going to want to order. If you walk into a bike store and they can't sell you a single bike because it's got to be ordered online, there's something wrong in that situation.
That's totally true. One thing what Richard Creed has said is always good to do is give 2 cards to customers who ask, one for them, one for a friend. So yeah, that's always good. And to tie on with that is when people actually offer to give you a tip, that's if they do, that's if you're really good at your job, you might actually get offered now and again. Rather than accepting the tip, give them an extra business card and say, we'd more appreciate if you give this business card to one of your friends or family so they could contact us in the future.
Yep.
Christmas gifts. This is from Rob Williams. We send chocolates to every contract customer every December. Where do I sign up, Rob? Okay, but yeah, so that's an idea. You can send out stuff to customers, chocolates, potentially alcohol, whatever. It does happen. It doesn't have to be the customer who always gives it you. You can always give the customer something extra. Let's have a look. Peter Whitehouse basically says, yeah, totally this to Richard regarding the 2 business cards. Yeah, Alison, that's a good one. Or instead of the tip, ask them for a review instead. So Google, Facebook, wherever, Yell, if anyone actually does use Yell these days. But Google and Facebook do seem to be the biggest ones. And if you're really into it, you've got Bing as well. I don't know, remember the last time I used Bing, but I'm presuming they've got a review system up and running somewhere. So, yes, that's some of the comments there. So has anyone else got anything else to throw in there? Anything you do?
I'll wind down with saying two things, and I was telling you about it the other day. People remember you for two reasons usually. One, if you do everything great and you make a good impression, and the other is if you do it bad and you make a bad impression. That's the two most common reasons for being remembered, and you want to make sure that you do it good.
That's true, and you'll probably stand out more if you did something bad than if you did something good as well. And there's more chance people are going to pass on your name if you do something bad than good, because generally with people like leaving reviews online, it's usually more people leave the negative reviews than the positive in most cases, because they want to stand out or whatever. But well, we've got pretty good reviews, but they can be a bit harsh sometimes, reviews and stuff like that. Right, does anyone in chat have anything else they want to add in before I end it tonight? Does anyone, Ben, Ian, Cormac, have anything else you want to add?
No, I'm done.
No, I'm fine.
You're all spent up, are you? It looks like chat's pretty much quiet, so it looks like that's probably it for tonight then. So I would like to thank Cormac, Ian, Ben, Jamie, Jenny, and obviously I thank myself as well. I don't know why I listed myself on that list, but for joining today. If you are an independent trader, store owner, MSP, tech, vendor, or distributor, you can find out more information about Tech4Tex at tech4tex.co.uk/join. Join over 1,000 members just like you that can give you free business advice as well as tech advice. And did I say it's totally free to join with no membership fees or costs to you? Make sure when you go to the website and you click join, as in the Facebook group, you do fill in the questions. If you don't fill in the questions, you don't get in. It's as simple as that. And we get lots of people who want to join Tech4Tex. They never fill in the questions like what the business name is, what the web address is, and stuff like that. They just press join and never fill anything else in, even though some cases I do know they are genuine people. But if you don't answer those questions, we won't let you in. It's not for marketing or anything like that. It's just that we know who's who, and if there's any questions related to your business, we can send them your way. So otherwise, I'd like to say thank you for watching and thanks for supporting local independent business.